want to get into real estate, but I don't have any money.
Guess what? We're going to talk today about how to use alternative debt, aka credit cards, in order to go out, start a business, and get some startup capital. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Hayden Crabtree. I'm the author of these books on real estate investing, but today's topic is not going to be directly about real estate. It's going to be about business credit. So I want to make a quick disclaimer before we dive in. I am not a lawyer. I am not a CPA. I am not a business or debt professional, and I do not recommend that you go get in debt without knowing what you're doing or start a business without knowing what you're doing. But I'm going to show you what I've done, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that I'm giving you, permission to copy me, and if something goes wrong, to come out to me, but I just want to share with you what I've done. I've created my own LLCs. I've gotten my own alternative business debt before, and I want to show you exactly how to do that. So the first place I want to go here is actually to my Secretary of State, okay? So Secretary of State sounds kind of strange, but that's where most states host their business information. So if you come to Google, I live in Georgia, but this works really for any state. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Georgia, if I can type, Secretary of State. And let's see, I'll spell it right. And we'll see here, I get some Google results and I have sos.ga.gov. Now, if I come to my Secretary of State, and every state's gonna be a little bit different, essentially what we're looking for is corporations, right? We're trying to figure out how we can file online. At the end of the day, we want to file online. So I found it here, file online. I'm gonna click this and it takes me to ecorp.sos.ga.gov. And as you can see in here, there's a couple of different options, but I'm gonna click on online services. Now, if we come in here, it's going to want me to log in. Ding dong. And so as you can see, once I get inside my account, I have a lot of different options. But one of the things that I can do is I can come in here and I can actually just create a business, create or register a business. And then I would go through the process here. It's only a 4-step process. I am creating a new business, type of business. I'm going to create a domestic limited liability company. Now, there's a lot of different limited liability companies. There's partnership, there's S Corps or C Corps, there's all that. Here's the thing is that you don't actually have to know exactly from the beginning. You can file and you can change later. Again, I'm not a CPA, I'm not advice, but this is what I have done. And so what I want you guys to know and understand is that this filing of it is going to take some time, okay? You need to go, you need to put your information in. It's probably gonna cost me, if I had to guess, $95 or something in order to file this with the Georgia E-Corp, SOS, Secretary of State, whatever you wanna call it. It's probably gonna take at least 2 to 3 weeks for that paperwork to come in, hopefully sooner. Now, whenever you get the paperwork back, there's going to be something called articles of incorporation. There's going to be some other just, very brief paperwork. But what I want you to know is that once you have that paperwork, once you have that in hand, you can go to a website called irs.gov. Now, irs.gov, this is a very important step. You just go to irs.gov. It's the same for every single state. Whenever you're inside of irs.gov, what you want to do is you want to come in and you want to apply for an EIN. EIN is like the social security number for a business, right? The reason that we create LLCs is they are actually separate entities from people. So people have social security numbers and companies have EINs, employer identification numbers. And so we have a new business. We want to get that business's social security number. We want to get that business an EIN. So we're going to apply for an EIN, and then you can only do one business a day. That's fine, but you're going to apply online now, and then you're going to go through this process. It's going to ask you what kind of business you have. It's going to ask you some details. It's going to ask you if you have employees. It's going to ask you if you're involved with alcohol or gambling or, all these random things. And of course, you're not, right? You are a real estate business. You do not have any of those things, or at least I hope that you don't plan to do those. And you cannot lie on these, right? So don't lie about these kind of things. You want to be truthful, and the business information you're putting in here, it needs to be correct. So don't get overcomplicated by this. Just make it through the process, and then they're going to give you at the end of this process, I don't have an EIN to enter today, but they're going to give you at the end of this process, they're going to ask you if you want it mailed or if you want to electronically download your EIN. And so you want to electronically download it. You don't want to get anything mailed to you. Get the PDF version and make sure that you get, it's going to be, I think it's a 10-digit number, and it normally starts with 2 digits and then a dash, and then it goes on. And so now you have an EIN. So we've created a business, right? And then we've gone, after we've gotten the business paperwork in, we've created or received our EIN from the IRS. And now that we have an EIN, we can do 2 things. Number 1 is we can open a bank account in that business's name. You can't open a bank account without an EIN. You can't open a business bank account. You got to have an EIN. And then number 2 is we can start applying for credit cards. We can start applying for alternative debt. And so I want to show you how to do that. You can go to what I would recommend is a local bank. I would not recommend going to a big bank. I think local banks really appreciate your business. And so going to a local, smaller community bank and starting an account, that would be awesome. And then I want to show you the next best step. So one of the things that I love about business credit is that it's not reported, right? I mean, it is reported, but it's not reported. If you default on your business credit, sometimes it will get reported over to your personal credit. But as long as you're current on your business credit, it will never get reported over to your personal credit if you use certain providers. Now, the ones that I've used and I actually love it, I'm a big fan of American Express. I use American Express for all of my business credit needs, and they have been great to me. So plug American Express. I am not getting any sort of commission or anything from them. They've just been really good for me and my businesses. And so I advise you to come to American Express once you have your EIN. And what I want you to do is you can come in and you can click on business. Now, once you're on business, you can come through and you can click on Business Solutions Home or View All Business Credit Cards. And their website changes from time to time, but you can come through here and at the very bottom, they're gonna have business credit cards. If you come to business credit cards, they're gonna have a couple of different options here, right? They have the Business Platinum card, which has a $700 fee and it's got some really cool membership rewards, but you gotta spend money. But what I love to look for is a 0% intro APR for 12 months and pay over time on eligible purchases, okay? I love 0% interest because that means you can spend money on it and you get to essentially have that money for free at no interest rate over the next 12 months, but make sure you can pay it off at the end of 12 months. So if you're buying things, that you don't have the cash for now, but you'll have the cash for later, if you're buying things that are an investment in your skill set so that you can go out and you can earn more money, I think that this is smart. If you're buying real assets, I think this is smart. I do not think this is smart if you are buying TVs, shoes, clothes, stuff like that. This is not what this is for. Business credit cards are not to buy stuff like that. Business credit cards are to buy business related improvements, skill improvements, business equipment, business inventory, things like that. And so if you want to get one, I'd advise coming on here and you can come to more categories and you can filter by the 0% APR. If you're just getting started in business, I don't think you want to accrue that many extra expenses. While it may sound cool, while you may feel like a baller to come through and to get a platinum card, I'd probably recommend starting with the Blue Business Cash Card or Blue Business Plus credit card. I started with this card, 0% fee. I still have this card today, and it's been a great card for me. I can put money on it. I get points back. I've built my business credit. And then the thing is, once I've showed Amex that business and all my related businesses that I'm good, that I pay them, that I'm a good customer, they inundate me with amazing offers. They inundate me with all sorts of rewards. They call me, they're great. I love it. And so the point is like this sounded probably before we started this video like something that's gonna be really, really difficult, but the truth is that this is all a really easy process. Starting in a company at your local Secretary of State, your SOS, you can literally do that in maybe your first time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Now, since I know the process at my local state, I can do that in probably about 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna have to wait for that paperwork to come in. They're gonna hit me with an email whenever it comes in. And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go to the IRS. That's gonna take another 10 minutes. I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna apply for a credit card. And so again, these credit card offers change. If you wanna call Amex, they're great too. But I would recommend starting out with an American Express credit card. I've had the best luck. I've got the highest limits. Anytime I ever needed my limits increased, I'd call them. They've always done it for me. They have been amazing. It's really not that hard to go out and get started in the business credit world. You just have to be willing to take action. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about how to get your business started, about how to get your EIN, about how to apply for business credit, then hit me up in the comments below. Happy to help out. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I do not file businesses for people, and I take no liability for anything that you're taking action on the backside of this video, but I do think this is helpful. This is what I have done with success, and I know you can do it too. If this was helpful, like this video, drop me a comment, share it with somebody, and if you haven't got started in your real estate journey, pick up a copy of my best-selling book, Skip the Flip, Secrets 1% Know About Real Estate, absolutely free. That link's in the description. I'll see you soon. Be great.